and welcome to the 5th episode of the Decyfr Handoff podcast with me, Neil Reynolds. Each month, we take you through a conversation with a player, coach, an executive from around the league. We are the podcast for new fans in the UK, across Germany and mainland Europe. And an old friend joins me today. What's the official title, Maria? Vice President of UK Operations for the Jacksonville Jaguars, Maria Gigante. Is that right?
Yeah, no, that's perfect. Thank you, Neil. Yes, that is the official title.
Perfect. So many years working for NFL UK, now working for a team, working for the Jags. Major differences with that?
Massive difference. Yeah. I never really understood the term, live or die for every Sunday, but it's a great experience. It's very different. But I do really like it. I like seeing this side of the business after being with the league for 27 years.
See, when you're with the league, they all win. They all win on Sundays.
Exactly. We love all our children.
Now you're hanging on every scoreline, every result. This year, of course, is going to be significant for the Jags. The first time ever a team is going to play back-to-back games in London. So the Jags will have their regular appearance at Wembley Stadium, October the 1st against the Atlanta Falcons, then October the 8th, heading back to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium to take on the Buffalo Bills. How significant is this?
I mean, it's fairly groundbreaking, I would say, for a team to come over and play back-to-back games in an international market. This is something, that we've talked about at the league for a really long time. And we're very excited to be the first team to do it. It just so happened that it worked out with the schedule and we don't have to take any additional games out of Jacksonville, that we were able to play either the Titans or the Buffalo Bills, as we had them both on our schedule for to be an away team.
And the fan experiences, obviously, they're great days out. And Jags have made Wembley Stadium their home. But even when you were at Tottenham, it was a wonderful day with the last-minute field goal by Matthew Wright. What can the fans expect at Wembley and Tottenham?
At Wembley, we will certainly be the home team, and you will see everything that shouts Jacksonville. It will be the usual fanfare, tailgate experience, pregame activities. We will do more with branding outside and inside the stadium, and then we'll travel to Tottenham, where that becomes a league game. It's a Buffalo Bills home game, but we certainly hope to see all our Jaguars fans come out and support us both at Wembley and Tottenham.
You must have seen through your efforts and just the fact that Jags come back year on year, there's more and more of these jerseys, these number 16s with Lawrence on them. More and more of them popping up every year now.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? Our owner made a comment. He said he's never seen so many teal and black jerseys in a London game. So, we see jerseys of all teams, and, we even see NFL Europe League jerseys at these games. But certainly over the years and just, I'd say the past 2 to 3 years, there's been so many Jaguars fans and jerseys out there. And now, of course, Trevor Lawrence, who has, certainly became a star for us. And, he's really been, a real kind of turning point for him over the last year in his career and his start with the Jags.
I guess it must make it easier or give you more opportunities to sell a franchise quarterback. He proved last year he's the real deal. He took the team to the final 8. There's real excitement about the Jags after making the playoffs for the first time in 5 years.
Well, it is. And it's funny, Neil, because we were always very close to the Jags because of their connection to London. So when I was with the league, I was always pulling for the Jags, and it was so disappointing to, go season after season where they just couldn't get it done. And then to be with the team when they've had such an exciting season has been unbelievable. And yeah, Trevor Lawrence, he's been quite a surprise every game. Every time we think he's down, he comes right back up and leads us back to a win.
So you mentioned earlier that you watch like a fan on Sundays. So you had those great comeback wins against Baltimore, Dallas, but the biggest of all, tell us your mood before and after, down by 27 in the playoff game against the Chargers and then winning it. And what a contrast.
All right. Well, this is a story. So my son happens to be a massive Jaguars fan, and it's because when we started to come over here for the games and live here, he just started following the team. So he was in Jacksonville for that game, and after the first half, it was middle of the night here. I just got discouraged, and I said, George, I'm going to go to sleep, and let me know what happens. And sure enough, my phone was ringing off the hook, and he's screaming, we have 3 points. We need 3 points. And he's, telling me to put on the game. And I'm so superstitious. I didn't put on the game. I just sat on the phone with him for him to tell me if we won or not, because I had stopped watching it. And when I stopped watching it, we came back. So that's my story.
See, I thought I was going to get a story of you rooting them on in the early hours. No, you just had to give up on it. And then once they were coming back, you didn't want to jinx it.
No, I didn't. I couldn't put it on. As soon as I knew we won, I put on put on all the reruns and just started watching.
That's the best way to watch it. You can just enjoy it. You know what's going to happen then.
No stress.
Yeah,
no stress.
I was going to touch on JagTag a little bit later, but JagTag, some of the grassroots initiatives. You just mentioned your son's a Jags fan.
Mm-hmm.
My 2 daughters are Jags fans because the team comes over every year. So we often hear this said about, I've already got my team, but the Jags have an opportunity, and I'm sure that's what you're looking to do, to attract all those young fans now who are coming into the sport. They see the Jacksonville Jaguars coming back year after year.
Yeah, and you're right. JagTag is certainly a big part of it. The repetition, the commitment. With JagTag, we have over 87,000 kids playing it across the country. I mean, those are huge numbers for one team and one program. And, for us, it's all about accessibility. It's very easy to play. You don't need tag belts. You don't need anything. You really just need to be able to run and pass and have a ball. So it's been a labor of love, starting with back in 2016 through the Fulham Foundation and growing the program year on year, and now having our own Jaguars Charitable Foundation that we run all our grassroots programs underneath.
The chance to have a team in market for 2 weeks, so 2 games. That means the team sticks around. How long is your list of requests right now?
It's quite long. It's been chopped considerably, but we do have a fairly robust program or week planned that we just need to get approved by our football department. But I think if you've listened to anything that our coach has said over the past couple of weeks, when the schedule was announced, he understands that the back-to-back weeks means that there'll be more activity for players, more activities for the team, and he's bought in. So that's really helpful for us. So I'd say in about 2-3 weeks time, we'll put the schedule in front of coach and we'll see where we get to. But, we're hoping for a week-long program of activities and really taking advantage of the players being in town.
Because those touch points with the fans, those are critical, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. It's important for us to take the helmets off the players and make them personable, and for our fans to get to know them and give that unprecedented access, which I think the league does as a whole. All the events that the league has done over the past 10 years in this country has always been fairly significant in terms of access to players, coaches, the stars of the team.
We're going to take the helmets off the players, put them on stage this year, go around the country a little bit. Do you want to talk about that? The summer tour, we did it last year, which was great fun, being on the trains and on the buses with the players. And we're going to hit the road again.
Yes, we are. We just opened up our registry of interest for London. So we are hitting the road. We're going to be at the Mermaid in London for our kind of kickoff UK Live. And then we head to Liverpool and Belfast. So trying to get to different parts of the country, trying to get out of London, which we hear so much from our fans. Let's get out of London. When are you going to come to the different parts of the country? So that's what we're doing this year.
And those things are just part of what is now known as the Global Markets Program. Jags are one of 6 teams that can market to the UK. Of course, you were going to be first in line, given everything you've already done. Now, Jacksonville and Pittsburgh have been given the rights to the Republic of Ireland. First of all, in the UK, does it get quite competitive?
It does. It certainly does. There's one group that is, very, we communicate a lot. We say we're going to collaborate. We're going to do, things together. But then there's this other side that's very competitive. So, in the end, I think we all want the same thing. We all want to build up the market. We all want to build up the league's popularity. But for us, I feel like we've done it for so long. We're kind of have a hold on the market, so we feel fairly comfortable in our position. But it does get competitive, and but we are happy for the other teams to be here, and we think it's a great program and opportunity.
What sort of visions do you have for the Irish market? Because I've done events in Dublin where I got dropped off, and we did the NFL UK lives. We worked on them together for many years.
Yeah.
I got dropped off at a Dublin event at 3:30, and the event was going to start at 7:30, and they were queuing around the block. So we know there's a fan base there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we are very excited to get in there and get involved. Our grassroots coordinator, he's already speaking to a lot of his contacts there to set up some programs. I don't want to give anything away, but we hope to be doing some exciting things in the summer around grassroots and around our JagTag program. And if you heard Tony Baselli talk about our hope is that we are taking that player tour that we just talked about to Dublin next summer. So, hopefully we'll see a lot of our fans over there starting the summer, and then building progression to get to next summer and bring our players over there.
The players are wonderful ambassadors, aren't they? They're our best ambassadors. I mean, it's the same for the league as well. But when you get them on the road like that, or they're in schools doing the JagTag programs, and then we get together and they answer questions from the kids. They're certainly the group we had last year. I'm glad Josh Allen is coming back. They're just brilliant with how they promote the team and promote the game.
Yeah, I mean, you saw it firsthand. They have a real interest in why we do this, why it's important to the club, why the small engagement and the grassroots programs are important. But, Josh Allen, as you mentioned, he was here last year, but was the first to raise his hand to say, listen, I really want to go. And truth be told, he recruited Devin Lloyd for us. He was kind of our ambassador in the locker room and said what a great opportunity it was. And, it was really eye-opening, I think, for him to see the fandom outside of London when we took him to Manchester, and to just get that experience firsthand.
You mentioned just a moment ago about the other global markets teams and how there's maybe a head start for Jacksonville, and maybe you guys have been pioneering for years now. Do you feel that what you're doing is pretty historic? When the story of the NFL is told, now that sounds a bit grandiose, I know, but this is a fun international story and a significant one that's being told with the Jags at the forefront of it.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that we are seen as leaders in kind of the global initiatives for the league. I certainly think our owner is so forward thinking, and it's such a passion of his. So yeah, I think that what we've done, we've, trial and error. We've started some programs that didn't make sense, but, stuck to a lot of programs that did. JagTag, with the expansion of JagTag to Jags Extra Time, which is a program that is a progression for some for kids that have come through the JagTag program. So we're not only trying to, to kind of play a simplified version, we are trying to teach more advanced levels of the game. So, working with the league to do that. So supporting the academy program that the league has, as we progress our programs as well, through Extra Time, through clinics. So we just did a clinic with Luke Fortner, who came over for draft. We did a very specific O-line clinic, and that was something that I don't think, teams really do a lot in the market. So that was significant. And the minute we put it on sale, within an hour, it was sold out, so to speak. So we put it out with a lot of the BAFA teams, and there was a real interest to do that. And again, I don't want to give too much away, but we will be doing more of that with this summer player tour with one of our players.
I guess one of the biggest things is just thinking about the way it's grown, and from the first game in 2013, when it was announced that the Jags were playing back-to-back games in 2023. Yes, it was significant, but no one fell off their seat with surprise.
No, because you think, okay, what's next? We know we can do it. The formula's there. Everyone, I think, just expected the Jags to be the first team to do it because of the familiarity with the market, because of the fan base, and like I said, because of our owners' real ambition to keep London and the UK within the club's DNA.
Last one. This might be a tough one. It's the
Oh,
all-important question.
Neil,
what would you hope to achieve in the UK by the end of the decade?
By the end of the decade, I would personally, and this is not what the team is said to do. Personally, I would like to bring training camp over. I think that is something I've wanted to do with a team, I think, since we started the games in 2007 at Wembley. I'd say bring a training camp over and then play a half a season of games. So four games here in the UK, and expand our Jag Tag program to have over 200,000 kids playing Jag Tag.
See, I think I've said the same thing. I think we may have had this conversation. Training camp with the Jag Tag stuff going on next to it, with all the kids out there every day watching practice for a couple of weeks. It would be fantastic.
Yeah, to me, that's a game changer. It's a massive ask of a team, but I certainly think that's one of the things I'd love to do.
All right, we'll keep an eye out for that. So at Jaguars UK for interest in the tour, for registering details, that'd be the best place on socials.
Yes, absolutely. Or it's Jaguars UK and IE now with the addition of Ireland. Yes, but anything Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or a website. Yes, information about the tour, about how to get tickets, and just everything about the Jaguars.
Perfect. You've helped me out with some of the social media, because I always struggle at the end, because this is the bit where I'm not all that into social media, but you can follow.
Oh, stop. You love your social media. You're always on Twitter.
Not all of them. I don't know. People at home, you can follow Decyfr Sport on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, apparently.
Okay. There you go.
There you go. And also for news and features, Decyfr.com. Maria, thank you very much for your time, and good luck with everything with the Jags this season.
Great. Thanks, Neil. Take care.
Right. Thanks, everyone. And we'll catch you next month on the Decyfr Handoff podcast.